Hello and thank you for joining me. This is Bug Powder Dust and welcome to another World of Tanks gameplay video. This video is going to contain two battles. The first one is a battle on Cliff and the second one is a battle on Wide Park. The tanks will be the Tiger H and there will be three of us in a platoon, myself, Evilfish and Watlanka. The aerial footage you're seeing there is of the second battle where we steamroll an opposing team in quite a stylish fashion, if you like. But we'll be coming to that shortly. But first we're going to start with Cliff, where we face somewhat stiffer opposition. Okay, so here we go. The map is Cliff. Myself, Watlanka and Evilfish are all in the platoon. We're all in Tiger H tanks. And we've gone left, as the bulk of our heavy tanks have gone up the hill to the right hand side. We have one tier 9 ST1 with us, and we'll be joined by a KB5 shortly. The Tiger is one of those tanks which I think you either love or hate. It's got very flat armour, very easily penetrated, and so a lot of people see the Tiger H as quite a weak opponent. However, it has a very good and a very accurate gun. The gun's got 203mm penetration and can do a fair amount of damage. You have to be quite careful how you play it. Playing as kind of a second line support is usually a good idea when you're not the top tier, like we are here. So we're sitting back taking pot shots at the tanks we can see. And between the three of us, we got most of the angles covered. You can see from the minimap we've kind of fanned out, if you like. So most of the angles there are covered. We're facing, there was a Tiger which has just been killed. There'll also be a Yagged Tiger and an IS-3 as well. And also a T-30 actually. So quite a lot of firepower there. It'd be very unwise just to roll out because we get killed, I think, in fairly short order. So we take our time. The ST1 has pushed up on the right hand side and KB5 just goes there to join him, so we're going to support them just from back here just for now. So the T-30 shows itself and we've switched now to Watlanka's view and he gets a really good shot in. Back to myself. This is a couple of minutes later on. We've done a little bit of Mexican standoff, so I decided to push up as the other two heavies with us have moved up, and I see these guys up on the hill. So take a shot, move on. I get hit by the IS-3 by the looks of it, but he bounces unbelievably. Never normally bounce any shots in the Tiger. So I want to kind of move off this open area, put in a couple of shots and move on. In the meantime, Watlanka and Fish behind me have pulled up, and now they're putting shots on to the top tanks as well. This is footage from Watlanka's replay. Can't really hit the IS-3 effectively, so he decided to go for the Tiger. You fight the IS-3's turret, you're probably going to bounce. Taking a little bit of return fire. They're also being attacked by a T-59, which is why they're kind of turning their turrets towards us and then also towards the T-59 there. So they decide to push up. No point staying out in the open, as RT can see everywhere. But Watlanka stops, he sees that the IS-3 is exposed and now tracked, and he puts in an opportunity shot. Does a decent amount of damage to his side, and it allows the T-59 to, sorry, the T-54 to get in a good last shot. So I've pushed up while all that was going on to support the KB5 and the ST1. I notice on the minimap behind me that there's a medium on the ridge. That's not great news, which means we're now attacked from behind and the front. So I turn around to see he's firing at the KB5, so I put in a shot, try and move to safety, but I realised that we've got the IS-3 and the Yagged Tiger, and they are only a building between us. So I'm trying to help out, put another shot into the E50 if I can, but sadly that misses. And I realise that actually I'm now in trouble because the ST1's down, the KB5 is down, and it's just me. So Watlanka pushes up on the left hand side, making sure the E50 can't hit him where he's going, and he starts to engage the IS-3. Evil Fish has had driver damage, I think, so he's very slowly moving up. So Watlanka takes a hit from the Tiger and also the IS-3. But he gets a hit on the Tiger, and just as I'm aiming at the Tiger, it kills Watlanka. We'll switch to my view now, and you'll see that just a second before he shoots Watlanka, sorry, a second after he shoots Watlanka, I kill him. Fortunately, time wasn't on our side. So I move up, I see that the medium E50's gone now. So it allows me to get a good hit on the IS-3. Evil Fish is moving up now, moving across on my to my left, just behind me, so I move up. I'm aware that where I was I could have gotten hit by artillery, so I need to put this building between me and where I think the artillery is. I think this was a little bit impetuous, I shouldn't have done that. You can see from Evil Fish's point of view, me getting a good solid hit from the IS-3. So he moves up and he's going to approach the IS-3 from the left hand side, and we're going to basically try and pincer him. The IS-3 clearly sees him coming, so he moves forward into my line of view. I put in a killing shot. I still think the earlier RT is up in front of me, that's why I was sheltering, but it appears that he's dead, and only now do I realise that. So the game was really going very well for us, kind of earlier on, but the other team really did very well and have pulled back, and now it's 11-9. Still could go either way, to be honest, although it is looking better for us now. So we move in very quickly to try and start the cap, as this game could still be lost at this point. Tigers are not the hardiest of tanks. They can dish out damage, but the lack of angled armour really hurts them. So we get into the circle. We could go hunting for the artillery, but to be honest, the object could really hit us quite hard, and it could cause us serious problems. So we decide that capping is probably the best thing to do to put them under pressure, and maybe they'll make mistakes. T-29 had his side of his turret facing me, so I thought I'd take a shot. It looks like I missed. And here's the M103, last thing I wanted to see really. I put in a shot, but he hits me square. Evil Fish puts in a shot very shortly. We'll see it from his point of view now, and he manages to track him, which is perfect. Which means that our artillery has now a good chance of hitting him, which he does. Finishes him off. So good shot there by Fish. Back to me. This was just me putting in a shot and didn't do anything really. So that's just a quick moment back in time. So we decide that we're going to start moving around a bit. T-29 is still causing us problems as I think he's at full health. Yeah, he's at full health. And we're very acutely aware that we've been spotted, and their artillery could well be aiming to fire at us, because I know that's what I'd be doing. So we try and move around at random. Move forward, move backwards, that kind of thing. Our T-54 engages the T-29, and unfortunately the artillery splashes me, resets the timer slightly, but our T-54 is playing a blinder. He's played brilliantly the whole game through, and he managed to take the T-29 out quite well. So we decide just to move around a lot in the circle. We've got no idea where the artillery is, but now he appears on the mini-map. But that's really it. Game's been won. So that has been really close all the way through, and very edgy, to be honest. So the second game, as I promised you, is a game on Wide Park, and it's going to be a what I call blitzkrieg, because it just goes really well. It's one of those games where everything goes very well. This is actually the game we played straight after the previous one. We're the top tiers, 3 of us. I decide to cover the road here, the long straight road, while Fish and Watlanka will go wide to the right. I rush a shot and miss, unfortunately. That's lousy shooting from me. But I set in here and see what comes up. I rushed my shot because he was moving backwards. I wanted to get in. Fortunately, I hit him and track him. So I get good solid hit on the Tiger and pull back just to avoid his return fire. But I think he's being distracted by something.
That's gotta hurt.
Another solid hit. So Fish and Watlank, as you can see on the minimap, have gone round to my right hand side. They're basically flanking down the street. I don't know what's down the street at this point. KV-1S, always got healthy respect for KV-1S tanks. They do a lot of damage with their gun, although they are fairly lightly armoured. So I see that that the other two have reached a pretty nice point on the flank, so I move up. Need to learn to drive, to be honest. See the JG Panther, nothing to my left, which is great. Push up quite quickly. They're engaging the Panther from the right hand side, making very short work of it. So I'm moving up, Panther's down, keep up my momentum, and suddenly the KV-1S pulls out of the side road. At this point, unfortunately, my client decides to minimise back to the desktop, so by the time I bring it back up, this is what I see. KV-1S is down, Tiger, which I engaged earlier, is over there, and it's being engaged quite heavily. I decide there's no point in me joining in here. Let's keep up the momentum. We've got more than enough tanks to deal with it. So I'm going to push up, get around the back side of the flag. I've turned the camera so you can just see the Tiger being finished by our guys. And there he goes. So I move around the corner. At this point we've only taken just over 3.5 minutes now. A fleeing VK36. Ignore him. Let's get into the cap circle. You can see on the minimap we've lost control of the right hand side of the map. We have got a TD covering it. But to be honest, we've only lost 2 light tanks, so this is looking very good. Putting a shot against the Tiger P was more kind of hoping than anything else. Tiger P is very heavily armoured from the front, so you've got to aim really for their commander hatch, and with the accuracy of my gun that proves to be fairly straightforward. And I'll put another shot.
We've hit them hard.
A couple of shots going in there, which is great. Watlanker's pushing around behind the Tiger P, as you can see from the minimap. I shoot the wall to expose him. I don't really know if that makes much of a difference. And he goes down. So as you can see, we've all worked very well together there, with just over 4.5 minutes, and we've captured the base. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.